Hi, my name is Jess Vachon, and this is for Dr. Robinson's class for cultural diversity. So, the most underutilized benefits in the U.S. social welfare system would definitely, for all the research that I did, be veterans benefits. So, for the most part, veterans don't utilize any of the benefits in pretty much any of the states that I found. I went through all 50 states, and each state had like 2 to 10 different benefits that veterans had that they just were not utilizing. The primary ones were tax deductions, hunting and fishing licenses, tons of scholarships for both the veteran as well as their children. Obviously, the GI Bill, but also there's a ton of different other scholarships. They can just flat out go to school for free and they don't utilize it. Burial options, they can get buried in different cemeteries for free as well as the headstones. Low interest loans, they can get like super low interest loans up to 4 times in their lives. Again, free tuition, license plates, different, their actual license, they can get that expedited or free. Of course, healthcare through the VA Association, free medication through the VA. So, mental health services, drug and addiction services. So yeah, veterans have an endless amount of services, and they're incredibly underutilized. And a lot of money is spent on it. So another thing that I found that was very underutilized as far as our social welfare system is the earned income tax credit. 25% of the people that are eligible for it don't utilize it. And that's probably because, so people, the earned income tax credit is people have to be under a certain income bracket. Say for instance, you have 4 children, or you have yourself and 3 dependents, which would be 3 children, you would need to be under like $29,000 that you earned that year. And then you would get back like $3,000 for earned income for each child. But when people do their taxes, they don't realize it. So it's not that they don't want the money, they just don't realize whomever is doing their taxes, whether it's them or they're having a tax preparer that isn't very good, they don't realize that they're eligible for this money. Because anyone that is earning that low of income obviously needs the money and wants the money. And then the child tax credit as well is not being utilized. In 2017, only 23% of the families living in poverty received TANF, which is crazy to me. So in 1996, Bill Clinton completely revamped our welfare system, and he put a cap on welfare, the welfare model, where you can only be on it for 5 years. And then essentially you either have to do work training, go to school, or be working. So people that were previously eligible are not now. So there's a lot of people that are desperately in need of assistance, whether it's medical assistance, food assistance, healthcare, that can't meet these criteria for whatever reason, whether they have substance use disorder, whether they have mental health issues, where they can't meet the work criteria to be able to get the help they need. So it's a grave disservice to people. The school meal programs are very underutilized as well. I didn't even know this existed, and I'm pretty familiarized with different welfare services. The Federal Student Loan Repayment Program, as well as a Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. These are for students, and they're like forgiveness. So I assume it's based on your income and what you have going on, but I'm definitely going to look into this. And then, again, some more things that are underutilized are Social Security disability as well as regular Social Security. You have to pay into regular Social Security to be able to utilize it, whereas Social Security disability, I believe you have to pay into that as well. So the U.S. spending on social welfare programs is way up, but for the far less of it goes to the poorest people. When you adjust for inflation, the U.S. spent 74% more on welfare in 2007 than it did in 1975, but the budget increases aren't helping the poorest Americans. So, in 1996, Bill Clinton, like I was saying earlier, signed the new Legislative Personal Responsibility Act, that's what it was called, and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act. And that fundamentally affected the way the U.S. assists the poor. The legislation reduced the number of poor single mother families receiving assistance by 63% in 10 years. So the problem is that 1 in 5 children are in poverty in the United States and don't have their food needs met. So with the school lunches not being utilized and only 23% with the TAMP, there's a lot of hungry kids out there. So because their parents aren't meeting the criteria, the kids aren't getting their needs met. So I don't know how that can be circumvented or how we can create a safety net to get around that, but that's a problem. But thank you.